Hello and welcome to section 4, in which we will be using Python collections and properties. We'll be iterating over collections, we'll be creating generators for large data sets, we'll be nesting dictionaries to create complex data structures, we'll be using the add property decorator to create headers and getters. We'll be using get, attr, and set attribute clause attributes, and we'll be using decorators to wrapping functions. So in this first video, we'll be iterating over collections to retrieve data. And Python has several built-in collections, of course. We'll be manually iterating over collections. We'll be building iterators to iterate over collections, and we'll have a little overview of how to iterate over data. Our Python class and Python superclass have been designed to hold two items, basically a name and items. And in Python, we do not declare types. So name could be anything, and items could be and will be anything. And items will be a collection. So we go by the name. That's a convention. So if it says name, we would expect the name to be a string, of course. And if it says items, we would expect it in plural to be some sort of collections. And there are different collections in Python. So the simple one, we've already done that. Our some people here is a dictionary of dictionaries. And we can print out the type. So we can see that what we are getting back is actually not a dictionary, but a tuple. Because get name and items returns a tuple. It returns the name and the items as a tuple. And self.items is a dictionary. So we have a tuple. The first element of the tuple is a string, and the second is a dictionary of dictionaries. The typical way to handle dictionaries is to unpack them using double star notation. So double star here unpacks the dictionary, and what we're doing in the loop is we're getting back a tuple. The first is a string, the second element is a dictionary of dictionaries. So we are looping through the data we are getting back, and I create a little function here which unpacks a dictionary. So this function expects a dictionary, and when we run it, we can see that we're checking if the element within our data is of type dict, which means dictionary. And if so, then we call the function passing in the dictionary. If not, we just print it out. So we can see the thing is a data dict. That's what we pass in here. And the second element is the nested dictionary. So now the thing is that we can use if is instance instead of doing type equals equals. So when we run this now, I made a mistake because I didn't unpack the dictionary. Typically, you would unpack the dictionary here, but because we have a nested dictionary, we have to do a double. We have to unpack it twice. So here we do double star, and in the function we are declaring, we're also doing double star, and then it works. Because the reason is we are unpacking a nested dictionary. So we have to do double star here and double star there. One of the most used and typical Python collections is a list, of course. So the square brackets turns this into a list. And with the list, here I'm also checking if it's a list, because we want to unpack individual elements. Typically, we could just print them out or pass them on to do other things, but there we go. In this case, the thing here is our data dict string, and the other thing is a list, and we are looping through the list. And again, we want to know if it's a list, so we know we can loop through. If otherwise, we just print out the list with a square bracket. So we want to get to the individual items. So we are basically unpacking the list. Another collection type of Python is a set. And a set is an unordered collection of unique items. So here it looks like the list we had before, but when we put into parentheses and put it into a set constructor, basically, we are creating a set, and I'm doing duplicates here, Bob, Bill, unknown. But because it's a set, it doesn't give an error, but it ignores duplicates. So the set ignores duplicates. So what we get out here, and I'm checking if it's a set or a list here. So we loop through, we got Bob, Bill, unknown once, not twice. Even though we put it in there twice or many times, a set ignores duplicates. So that can be very useful in certain situations where unique values. In this video, we iterated over collections to retrieve data. We use tuples, dictionaries, lists, and sets.